everybody, it's Patty from Mila's Soap Shack, and I might call myself Mila sometimes, you never know. Mila from Mila's Soap Shack sounds good. Anyway, this is actually my first YouTube video that I'm publishing, so hopefully it goes okay and I don't say too much. I'm gonna make bath fizzies today, which I just love these things. I love them, I love to make them, so I just thought I'd show you how I make one of my batches. I don't do the spheres or the balls. I have a recipe for those, but I really don't enjoy making them. I prefer to make ones that work for me. I'm just putting them in this little heart mold. I think it's about 3 ounces. The finished product comes out to be about 3.5 ounces. What I would really like is a flower, like a daisy mold, a 3-ounce daisy mold, soap mold, something plastic. I only need one. If anyone knows of a mold out there, just please let me know. I would love to get one because, I don't know, I do a little flower stamp on my soaps and I think it would go really well with that. So I'm going to do, I think my recipe will make about 2 of these and maybe a little extra. So I've already mixed my liquids. I do those first. It's a blend of jojoba, rice bran and grapeseed oil, and I change the oils out a lot. I just kind of do a medium and a light or something like that. I put my witch hazel in up front instead of spraying. I just go ahead and get that over with ahead of time, and this is just witch hazel. I got mine from Target. What else do I use? I use a solubilizer. You can use poly 20, poly 80. I used a oil, like a water soluble oil for my solubilizer. And I think that's it. And you can see how it's kind of creamy. That's because I've got the solubilizer in there, mixes the oils and the water together. So when it gets in my tub, you know, it should mix with my water nicely. I do that because it's got the fragrance oil in there, and I just like to have that mixed in with my oils. Oh, fragrance is strawberry jam. Really yummy. It smells like strawberry jam. It's not a straight up strawberry scent, but it's what you'd expect from jam. I put, I think the first thing I'm going to do, I've got a couple tablespoons of Epsom salt, and I'm going to kind of cheat and color these instead of my oils. And I've got a rose petal here, and I'm going to put, I don't know, a few drops in there, maybe 4. I'm not trying to color my bath water. I'm just trying to give my bath fizzies a little sparkle. So I'm just going to kind of mix that in there. Hopefully you can see. And basically when I mix that in with my other stuff and then the oil, it'll give my fizzies a light color, and then you'll have these little speckles of salt throughout. So the little speckles, I think I could probably add a couple more drops of color in there. And you can also use glycerin-based colors. I use the Wilton cake icing or whatever it's called, coloring. That, if you do a lot of that, that'll end up coloring your bath water, which is really pretty. And I'll probably show you that on another video. So I'll get that mixed up. And now I'll just set that aside and work on my fizzy part. I normally use a stainless steel bowl, kind of more shallow, but I wanted you to be able to see this. So hopefully I can get this blended in there. Got my sifter. Definitely important to make sure you don't have any chunks in there. I'm not super accurate with this. I'm just making these for me right now. So 1/2 cup of baking soda, pretty good. Put it through there, just kind of shake it through. You'll get a little bit of that in there. I don't need that. You could work it through with your with this if you'd like. Whisk, that's the word. Okay, and then I've got citric acid, just a 1/4 cup of that. Work that through there. And then I use some cornstarch. I like cornstarch in my tub. I feel like it softens the water for me. I don't know. I've also got recipes without, so we'll see. It does get everywhere though, as you can see. And just kind of work that through there. If you have any extra, I just kind of take my whisk and work it through till I got most of it, and then I'm good to go. And I just kind of whisk it around. Get in there with my hands. I've got nitrile gloves on, just for sanitary purposes as well as protect my hands. I do it more for protecting my hands, obviously for sanitary too. But for me, it doesn't matter. So get that mixed up really good. And then I'll add my Epsom salts. Get those mixed in really good too. A little bit of dust. You can wear a mask if you'd like. And this is where I add my liquid. I give it another stir. And what I do is I drizzle it in and whisk away. I don't want to add anything in one spot. I don't want any sort of reaction to occur because we do have the citric acid and baking soda. That's what's giving you your fizz. So it does get a little hard. So I just keep going. And sometimes I'll stop here. It's a little harder with this thing because it's deep and it's probably better to get shallow. So I thought it would color more, but I probably didn't add enough color to my citric, but we'll see. So it's getting a little tough here. And I'll just kind of scrape out my oils and stuff. I want it to smell pretty. Whisk it some more. Then I'm going to get down in there with my hands, which is why I definitely want to wear gloves. And you kind of want to get in there and kind of work it through your hands. And that's really how you mix the color in completely. And like I said, shallow and tall, tall and skinny bad. Shallow is good when you want to mix this sort of stuff. So you can see it kind of took on a pink hue, which is perfect. I just want them to be colored enough. Then you want to check the consistency. It should hold together. See? Perfect. And that's why I don't have to spray. I've already got my witch hazel in there. And by the way, these puppies are going to dry hard. So I start filling up my mold. Just pack them in there nice and tight. Tight is good. You don't want any, because these things, you don't want them to absorb moisture in the air. So the tighter they are, the better. And what I like about this recipe, these guys dry pretty dang quick. So I'll just kind of pack it. I just kind of work my way around the mold. Make sure I still have, you can still see my heart shape. I would normally put them on like a paper towel or something, but now getting them out of the mold is a little tricky. I just kind of squeeze gently around it, and eventually they'll release, and you'll feel it when they do. It is tricky. So here it goes. You want to pull directly up because you don't want to mess up your very clean molds, and normally you wouldn't want to handle them. So there's that one. I'm going to set that down. I've got room for another one. This mold is a little flexible. You really want a stiff one so that it'll hold For me, silicone molds would not work. And I'll have a little extra left over. I was making these smaller, but I realized I really like my tub full of goodies. So, my mold's kind of buckling here, so I probably pack them in pretty hard here. Kind of want them level. I sometimes overfill them and I'll just kind of scrape out the other stuff. Pack it in nice and tight. Sometimes I'll kind of rub the bottom. Once again, just kind of squeeze it. Wait for it to come out. You don't want to squeeze too hard because then you don't want to deform it. Like I said, they do eventually release. So there we go. Pull directly up. So my mold, like I said, is a little deformed right there. But there you go. They smell amazing. And you know what, they'll be, I'll have to count. They'll be hard. They're definitely rock hard by tomorrow. And I flip them over to dry the next day. So you let them dry on one side one day, flip them over to dry the next. And it's really up to you and your environment to determine when you want to package them. I kind of wait a few days just to be sure. So I've got this cute little heart mold that I got from a friend that I like to put my extras in. I don't waste anything.